system of axes, or how we calculate the measure of a segment in a system of axes is very important. This rule is very important. If I have any segment, I want to calculate its length or its measure, or I'm asked about a distance in a system of axes, I directly apply this rule. Again, it's not always named A, B. It might be MN, EF, PQ, AB. Whatever it is named, I change the letters I use here. So if it is MN, it will be XM minus XN plus YM minus YN. If it is for example, DE, I will say XD minus XE plus YD minus YE. That's it. Let me continue. Then I solved yesterday with all of you this exercise. So we solved this exercise together. Every exercise I'm solving should be practiced again on draft. I am showing you all the steps of calculation and locating. Yesterday, I discussed the coordinates of the midpoint of a segment. If I have a segment in a system of axes, I can have a midpoint of this segment. Since the segment has a starting point and an ending point, the starting point has coordinates, the ending point has coordinates, then the midpoint will have coordinates. So how can we find the coordinates of the midpoint of a segment? It's very simple. The abscissa of the midpoint is equal the abscissa of the first point plus the abscissa of the second point divided by 2. I told you yesterday, why did we divide by 2? Because everything I'm getting its middle or its half, I divide it by 2. So this is the abscissa of the midpoint. The ordinate of the midpoint is the ordinate of the first point plus the ordinate of the second point, also divided by 2. And together we applied this exercise. Always, whenever I'm finding the coordinates of a midpoint of a segment, I should write in the same way. I should say, for example, M is the midpoint of segment AB. So I can write XM, which is the abscissa of M, is equal XA plus XB. So the abscissa of the first point plus the abscissa of the second point divided by 2. Then I replace, I have the abscissa of A and the abscissa of B divided by 2, and I get the answer of the abscissa. Similarly, I do with the ordinate. So the ordinate of M, which is the midpoint, is equal ordinate of the first point A plus the ordinate of B divided by 2. Always, whenever I am replacing and I have two signs after each other, a positive and a negative, or a negative and a negative, I replace between parentheses. Then I get rid of the parentheses and I calculate. I write the name of the midpoint with its coordinates, then I locate it on the system of axes as we did yesterday. Until here, guys, you have any question about the rules I said till now, or I can continue?
No questions.
You can continue.
No questions.
No questions?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see if I have a new attendance. So I have Lana. Lana, you didn't attend yesterday.
Yes, because هيدا كان عندي مشكلة بالإنترنت.
Okay. But
مش
please, you
بس أنا
should.
بحسدك.
But please, you should watch the video, Lana. Okay? Because you
Yes, I watched.
You missed important points. Okay, please. And if you have any question, as I usually say, you can ask me. Don't be shy. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, so new attendance, I have Lana, Fadel, and Hadi. Okay, now I will continue with the lecture. Now together we will learn equation of a straight line. Now we will write the equation of a straight line. Here we have three positions, or we have three cases. Okay? According to the question, of course, I choose the case. So now what we are going to learn is how to write an equation of a straight line. Case number one, we will learn how to write an equation of a straight line passing through a given point. So this straight line will pass in a given point. What do we mean by a given point? A point given from me. I will give you the name of the point with its coordinates, but of a slope to be determined. If you still remember when we talked about a straight line or an equation of a straight line, it should be in the general form y equal ax plus b. So every straight line has a slope. In every straight line, we should have a slope, which is the number multiplied by x, or it is the coefficient of x. Please, we should always keep this in our minds. So every straight line should have a slope. So in this case, we'll be having 2 points. So what I will give you in this situation, or in this case, I will give you 2 points. Point 1 has an abscissa and an ordinate. Of course, it has a name, A, B, C, whatever. And point 2 also has an abscissa and an ordinate. So in this case, I will give you 2 points. What should you do, or how should you write the equation of this straight line? Here we have to follow these steps. Now, when you finish your lectures, you write case 1, you write this written in red, and these steps. Why? Because we should always follow these steps in this case. Step number 1, please, I want Sarah to read. Yes, Sarah. Step number 1. Yes, Sarah? Okay, Sarah is not here. Sarah attended and went. Yes, Abbas?
Yeah.
Please, Abbas, start reading the steps. Number 1.
Find the slope of straight line.
So the first step in this case, Abbas, we should find, listen, Abbas, we should find the slope. Do you still remember? Do you still remember the rule that we talked about, or we studied how to find the slope of a straight line passing in 2 points? This rule, I mean, Abbas, stay with me, stay with me. I mean this rule, Abbas. Abbas, I mean this rule. The rule that you should study, Abbas. This rule, a straight line, determine the slope of a straight line passing through 2 given points. This rule we should never forget. So we should use this rule, Abbas. Slope of line AB is what? Ordinate of A minus ordinate of B over abscissa of A minus abscissa of B. Okay, Abbas? Okay. So here, Abbas, what should we do? First, we should find the slope of the line. We should find the slope. Look what I will directly, we will read the step and we will apply it in this exercise down. So as an example, given the 2 points A, which is 4, 3, and B, which is minus 1, 2. Find the equation of a straight line AB. So here we should find the equation of a straight line AB. Let us apply step number 1. Find the slope of the straight line. What are the two given points, Abbas, in the question again?
A, B. A and
Okay,
B.
so what should we write? Slope of a straight line AB, right? It is equal to what,
Yes.
Abbas?
The ordinate of A minus ordinate of B over abscissa of A minus abscissa of B.
بعد بدك تنسيها؟
Mm-mm.
Never. So we should write slope of line AB is equal YA minus YB over XA minus XB.
XB.
Yes, now we replace. Let's replace YA is a 3 minus YB is 2 over XA is 4 minus
4
XB is minus 1.
minus
Where do
4.
we replace it?
Minus 1.
Parenthesis.
In parentheses. Now we calculate. 3 minus 2 is 1. 4. Negative times negative is positive. So 1 over 5 is the slope of line AB. Any question about how did we find the slope of straight line AB, guys?
No.
No.
Any
No.
question?
No.
Let's read step number 2. Now, we take any of the two given points and replace its coordinates in y minus y1 equals slope into x minus x1, or if I take the second point, I will write y minus y2 equals slope into x minus x2. Wait and listen, what will I say? Here I am writing the equation of a straight line AB, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So where will this
Yes.
straight line pass in A and B? So A belongs to the straight line and B belongs to the straight line. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Right.
So the
Right.
straight line AB will pass in A and it will pass in B. This is what logic says because it is called line AB. It will pass in point A and also pass in point B. So what step 2 says, let us take any of the two given points. Either I take A or I take B. I replace the coordinates. If I take A, I replace its coordinates in this equation. If I take B, I replace its coordinates in this equation. So here, we should not take A and B. Either we take A or we take B, we will get the same answer. Okay, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we say, let's see what we say. If I take A, I will say A belongs, see this symbol, please make sure that you get this symbol. This symbol means belongs. I will not write the word belongs again. Whenever you see this symbol, it means belongs. It's similar to the E letter, but it is curved. So I will say A belongs to line AB. So I have taken point A, I will use the first rule. I will write y minus ya equals slope into x minus xa. Ya is the ordinate of A. Xa is the abscissa of A. This slope is 1 over 5. I already calculated it here. I only replace now. Y, I keep it as it is, minus. Ya is what? It is a 3, so I replace a 3. Equal. What is the slope? Tell me, what is the slope? Guys?
The slope is 1 over 5.
1 over 5.
So I replace the slope 1 over 5 into
Yes,
x
1 over
minus,
5.
what's the abscissa of A?
4.
So I
4.
replace the abscissa of A by 4. So this is what I do. Y, I keep it as it is, minus YA, it is the ordinate of A, I replace it 3. Slope, I replace it by 1/5 because I already calculated it, into X minus the abscissa of A is 4. So here I'm simply replacing the ordinate of A, the slope, and the abscissa of A. Now, I want to manage this equation. It should look as y equal ax plus b. So I keep y on side 1 and I take everything to side 2, and I should get rid of the parentheses by multiplying it by 1/5. So I will write y equal, if I multiply 1/5 by x, I will get 1/5x. If I multiply 1/5 by -4, I will get -4/5. And I get the -3 to the other side, it becomes +3. Now, I do these two together because -4/5 and the +3, this is a fraction and this is a number. I put 3/1. I change them into like fractions. So the equation of line AB will be y equal 1/5x plus 11/5. This is a matter of calculation. But this is what is important to understand. Whenever I find the slope of segment AB, I take any of the 2 points. I either take A and replace it in this equation as I did here, or I take B and replace it in this equation. Now I will show you what happens if I take B and left A aside. I will say B belongs to the line AB. I will replace B in the equation, so y minus yb equals slope into x minus xb. I replace the ordinate of B, the slope is 1/5 and xb is -1. Let's replace. See, we will get the same equation of line AB. Either we take A or we take B, we will get the same equation. You should not do the two while solving. You choose any one of them and you solve. So the steps here are, we find the slope of a straight line AB in the first step. Then we take any of the 2 points and replace it in this equation. Please memorize this equation. Y minus y1 equals slope into x minus x1, because we will always use this equation. Y minus y1 equals slope into x minus x1. And we get the equation of the line that we want. This is the first case, how we write the equation of a straight line passing through a given point and of a slope to be determined. What do we mean by slope to be determined? You should find the slope. This is how we find the slope before we write the equation of the straight line. So these steps should be written and memorized. Any question about case 1, guys?
No.
No.
No questions.
No.
Hadi, did you get how we write this equation?
Yes.
Mahdi,
Yeah.
please, if you have any. Now, as I always say, maybe you find it very hard unless you put a draft and do this example that I did here, everything will be easy. Now, because you are looking and listening, you might find it hard, but when you apply it, it will be easy, okay? So when we finish all our lessons today, please apply this, practice this exercise. Now, case 2, how we write the equation of a straight line also passing through a given point, but parallel to another straight line. So here, the equation of the straight line, I'm finding it is parallel to another straight line. Of course, here I will give you a point and I will give you a straight line. So this is a very important rule here. If two straight lines are parallel to each other, then the slope of the first line will be equal to the slope of the second line. So in a system of axes, if we have two parallel straight lines, their slopes will be equal. Okay? So if we have two parallel straight lines, the slope of the first straight line is equal to the slope of the second straight line. The slopes will be equal to each other's. This is what you should know whenever you are finding the equation of a straight line which is parallel to another straight line. Now, please, I want Alex. Yes, Alex. Alex?
Yes, miss.
Please read case 2, Alex.
Of course. Case 2. The equation of a straight line passing through a given point in parallel to another straight line.
Yes.
If two straight lines are parallel, then A line 1 equals A line 2.
What is A?
It's a line. Unknown.
What is this A?
Line 1.
It's a slope.
Alex, it is the slope of line 1. It is not A line 1. It is the slope of line 1 equal the slope of line 2. Right, Alex?
Yes, miss, I'm sorry.
So the slope of the first line will be equal to the slope of the second line.
Yes, miss.
Now we will solve an example together. Given a straight line D of equation y equal 3x minus 4. So I have a straight line D having an equation y equal 3x minus 4 and a point A which is minus 2, 5. What's the question here? We should write the equation of a straight line L. So the straight line I'm finding its equation is called L, such that line D and line L are parallel. So line D is parallel to line L and line L passes in A. Do you still remember the steps I talked about before? First, what should I find for the straight line I'm looking for its equation? What should we find for it?
Well,
We find the slope.
we need the equation.
We should find its slope. So what should we find? Thank you, Kalam. We should find the slope of line L. So step number 1, we should find the slope of line L.
Yes, miss.
Okay, how do I find the slope of line L? Since we have line D and line L are parallel to each other, then their slopes are what?
The same.
They are equal. Let us look at line D. What is the slope of line D?
Okay, well, we get y equals 3x minus 4. We draw the table first so we can find the slope.
No, Alex, here I'm not drawing. I'm asking. If I look at line D, y equal 3x minus 4, what is the slope?
It's 3x minus.
It is the number multiplied by x, guys. The slope is this number here. So what is the slope of
3.
line D?
3.
It is a 3. If line D has a slope 3, what will be the slope of line L?
The same, right? The
so
same,
what
right?
it
Because
will
they're
be?
parallel.
It will be
3.
3. So look what we write. We write, since line D and line L are parallel, then the slope of D is equal to the slope of L. Now, line D is a 3x minus 4. Please pay attention. Line D, when I'm looking for the slope of line D, it is the number multiplied by x. So the slope of x is a 3. So line D has a slope 3. Always this is the slope of the straight line. So line D has a slope 3.
Yes,
then
yes.
line L will also have a slope what?
3.
3. So I found the slope of L. Can you tell me where does L pass? In which point?
In A.
So A belongs to L or doesn't belong to L?
It belongs to L.
So we write, Since A belongs to L, then we go back to the equation I told you about before. Y minus YA equals slope into X minus XA. Now I replace the ordinate of A, I replace the slope I found here, I replace the abscissa of A. So I get y minus 5 equal 3 into x plus 2. I should manage this to look as the general form of the equation. So I leave y on side 1, I take everything to side 2, and I get rid of the parentheses. So it will be y equal 3 times x is a 3x, 3 times a plus 2 is a plus 6. I take minus 5 to the other side, it becomes a plus 5. Now 6 plus 5 is 11. So the equation of line L will be y equal 3x plus 11.
Equation of L.
Yes.
Yes, miss.
Can you see something here? This is line D. Again, what is the slope of D?
3x. Not just 3, I mean.
What is the slope of L?
3.
3. So they have the same slope. Then D and L are parallel as the question says because their slopes are equal. Is this
Yes, miss.
clear, guys?
Yes, miss, it's clear.
Yes.
I have to study and revise a bit more, though.
Again, yes. You should only, Alex, memorize this rule and apply this exercise on a draft and everything will be fine. This is what I need for tomorrow. Okay, guys?
Okay.
Let me now move.
Okay.
Let me now move to something new.
Wait, miss, can I take a photo of it?
Alex, I will upload this. It's uploaded in the lecture, Alex. No need to take a photo now, okay? Okay, you can take a photo.
Okay.
Take a photo. Yalla. 1 minute to take a photo if you like.
And I accidentally threw down my...
Done, Alex?
Done, miss.
Okay. Let us now move to something I talked about before. To verify or to check if a given point belongs to a straight line. Suppose I gave you a straight line and I asked you, is a point, for example, I give you a point with the coordinates, does this point belongs to the straight line? To know if a point belongs to a straight line, the coordinates of the given point must satisfy the equation of the straight line. What do I mean by satisfy? If I replace the coordinates of the point in the equation of the straight line, I should get two equal sides. Side 1 of the equation should be equal to side 2. So if we get two equal sides, then the point belongs to the straight line. If I didn't get two equal sides, then the point does not belong to the straight line. I will give you an example. Does the point A, 1 minus 4, belong to this straight line D? So I have given you a point A and a straight line D. I want to see, does A belong to D? It's very simple. I have in D, I have Y and X. I should say, YA, the ordinate of A, is it equal to 2 abscissa of A minus 6? So this is what I say. I should replace the coordinates of A in this straight line that I gave to you. How do we replace? YA, is it equal? I write a question mark above the equal. YA, is it equal to 2XA minus 6? I simply named this Y, YA, and I named this X, XA. Let's replace. YA is minus 4. And XA is 1, so I only replace. Are these two sides equal? Still, I don't know. Let's calculate side 2. Minus 4, is it equal to 2 minus 6? Minus 4, is it equal to minus 4? I can see that the two sides are equal to each others. They are equal. This is true. That's why I say point A belongs to D. So to know if a point belongs to a straight line, we should replace the coordinates of the given point in the equation of the straight line And after that, both sides of the equation should be equal to each other's. So this is the rule. You have the rule here. You have a direct application down. You write the rule, you apply the application I did now. I will stop here. I will not continue. So for tomorrow, you have two cases of straight lines and how we check if a point belongs to a straight line. Is this clear, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
You write
Yes.
the notes of what I discussed today, Abbas, and you apply the exercises related to them. Okay, guys?
Okay.
Okay, Miss.
Any question about what I discussed today?
No, miss.
Okay, this is what I want to say. We are done with today. I hope you all revise this well. Okay, guys? Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss.